going on, guys? Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. Nadeska, Akademiks, and Wayno here.
Good morning.
And we jump.
Friends.
Yeah, what the fans don't know is that we be having a whole different conversation. And there's a countdown, and as soon as the show starts, we jump into something different.
Yeah, because they dim the lights, and it like has us all fucked up, and you feel like you got to cut it short and start something else, you know?
But when the lights aren't dim, then we jump right into it. It's mad awkward, so.
And that's just too much of a professional sometimes.
What? What do you want from me? I'm just trying to do my job.
Nah, yesterday you were stuttering. I don't know what's going on. What's
yeah,
up, though?
yo, getting 3 hours of sleep every night is so trash, man.
Why you getting 3 hours of sleep?
Yo, I get here at 6:30 in the morning. Like, I think people forget. The schedule is brutal. I still have to be a person at night sometimes.
What?
Ack just goes to sleep at
No.
He just doesn't leave the crib
actually, I do
ever.
not go to sleep, actually. Hence today. But, wait, really?
I
Still late?
have other obligations as an adult sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And after a few
You
days,
strike me as a person that starts watching Netflix like around 9, you fall asleep by like 11, you wake up early.
They got a whole plan for your life.
Yo,
For
since the
real?
show has
Crazy.
started, Ak has been amazing at fabricating narratives about my life.
that's
It's
good.
great though. I'm used to it. I'm used to it now. Anyway, that one's a harmless one. Welcome back to the show. Today, we're gonna start with verses. These two are gonna debate over who had the best verse on each song. And we're gonna start with Under the Sun. So this is from the new Dreamville compilation, Revenge of the Dreamers 3. J. Cole, DaBaby, and Lute. Kendrick has some uncredited vocals on here, but he does not count in this debate.
Right.
Who would like to start?
I would like to hear what Akademiks thinks first. Really would.
You're wise for that. You're wise. I'm gonna be honest. You know, salute to DaBaby and Cole. I'm gonna go with his Lute dude. He's a dude, right?
Yes.
I don't know who he is. He has the best verse though. I'm gonna be honest. Hey, I listened to this 5 times till Wednesday. He has the best verse on this song. To be honest, when I first heard it, I was actually impressed a little bit because again, I know DaBaby a little bit more, and of course Cole did his thing. But Lute actually really annihilated his verse.
Annihilated?
And, yeah, he annihilated his verse. And to be honest, you know, like this verse is probably gonna make me hit a Google search on him. Again, I don't know too much about him, but it's always good to be introduced. Now I can go check out some more stuff. But he killed it. He killed it. DaBaby was all right, but Lute, he won it over the top.
Well, while I do think that Lute had a very, very good verse, especially to be on starting out the album with Baby and Cole, I go with DaBaby.
Oh man,
I go with DaBaby.
Wayno playing contrarian.
What do you mean? I'm not playing contrarian.
Really?
Yeah, but Lute's verse is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. His verse is really
Is that what
crazy.
you expected him to pick?
No, I didn't expect him to pick. I thought he was gonna pick Cole.
I didn't think he was gonna pick DaBaby. Like,
Yeah,
and DaBaby, I think is both our guys. But
Yeah.
you know, like, usually he tries to put himself like he's like the elite. He has a bar elitism complex about him.
Bar elitism complex. I like that.
I'm surprised you go with DaBaby over Lute.
I think that the
flow is great. His flow is great.
His flow is dope, but I think like of course everybody wants to hear him talk like about or touch on the shit that he's going through in the media where it comes to people fucking with him and him not playing with people. That's what I like mostly about the verse. But Lute definitely killed it. If we had to rank it, I put DaBaby, I put Lute, and then J. Cole.
Wait, so because of content, not bar elitism?
Bars is dope. His bars is dope, but the subject matter, like he's talking about exactly what's going on with him.
Okay.
Right? Lute got a really dope verse. Cole shit was dope as well, but I put Lute over Cole.
It's funny because, you know, as we go through and we do verses, like, it's of course dope to be like, we think so-and-so has the best verse, but on songs with multiple people, sometimes I like to see where people's head is at with the ranking. I actually got Cole second on that. Like,
Cole second?
Yeah, because DaBaby, I get it. It's very relevant to, like, his verse is kind of relevant to, like, you know, everything not really everything he's completely going through, but, like, he's been a hot topic.
Yeah.
And to hear him kind of, you know, like, you know, to hear him spit bars with those two, I thought it was dope, but I don't think his verse matches up to Cole, much less Lute. But I respect it. I respect it.
Bar
I'm
elitism.
waiting for the second one to see how we rank them all.
Oh man,
So-
that one's gonna be interesting.
I can still get at prepping for the show. He just listened to the song like 3 minutes ago. That's the conversation we were having.
Everybody knows this next song we're talking about. It's just I haven't heard it in like 2
I know.
years.
I'm just saying you literally just refreshed. But anyway, I have a theory on who you would pick, but maybe I'm wrong today. Let's see. All right, so our second one is by fan request. This one is from Austin. Hey guys, for the next versus segment, you guys should debate who had the best verse on Forever with Drake, Wayne, Kanye, and M. So this dropped in 2009.
Yeah.
Big song at the time. Wayno has a lot of jokes. There's a verse he definitely does not fuck with on this song. Produced
Very
by
generic.
Boy Wonder. What's generic?
Having all those features, I felt like it was forced. It was really.
The entire song was forced?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, with real one quick question. I want to know, like, when Drake pulled off like these features on this, did you think of him as an industry plant?
No, okay.
At
So-
this time, no, seriously. I
Wait.
like,
So this song already was positioned as this was the Sprite commercial song.
Oh my
right,
God.
right?
yeah.
It was.
So this song was supposed to be, hey, we have the industry vets with the rookie who's like Zion or LeBron when he just came in the league, right? So everyone wanted to see like Drake like do some or say some crazy shit, right? Like, am I accurate with my, history? And again, so I didn't chalk it up to like Drake pulling it off. I just chalked it up to, hey, listen, they accredited to him, but other than him having a hook, it didn't feel any more of his song than just a
It was
compilation.
upper management that put this together. But all right, so we getting into this one, right? Who's your favorite verse? so far?
No. You first this time.
Me first?
Wayno.
All right. I go with Eminem. Eminem had the best verse on
By
there.
a landslide?
Not by a landslide. I say like Wayne was on his heels, but I go with Eminem. Drake third, Kanye last.
This is actually really interesting.
Seriously, I go with Eminem.
I'm gonna tell you why.
What?
I got Kanye first.
Why?
I fuck with Kanye's verse on this. I got Kanye first. I got Wayne second. I got.
All right,
Like,
I
don't
gotta
really-
know why you
Bro,
have
look,
Kanye.
I don't really even fuck with M's verse on this shit. Like he's
You
just
don't?
No, like
Why though?
I
All right,
got,
so because what you tell me about M's verse on this is gonna tell me a lot about everything we had on that Renegade conversation and all that.
okay.
Yeah.
I see what you're trying. I know that.
You see, you know who the fuck I'm going.
I know a little debating strategy. Okay, wait, you learning. I see what's going on here. I see what's going on.
Okay.
But like he was rapping fast a little bit. I think when niggas start rapping fast, they start
You
getting the edge.
hate. You
He
hate.
ain't saying a
this
motherfucking
This is your
thing, bro.
criticism
He
of
never
M
does,
every
bro.
time.
He never
He's
does.
rapping
I'm saying
too
is
He
fast.
never does. All right, go ahead.
Wayne was flowing. I thought Kanye was saying some shit.
Okay.
I thought Kanye was saying some shit. And again, compared Kanye then, by the way, this is 2010, right?
Does it matter who wrote the verse though?
It's way long time ago.
If we gonna start about who wrote the verse,
Innocent question
this
here.
versus segment is gonna take definitely a twist for the worst.
Wait, why? You think other people had writers on this?
Because I'm about to go out my way to find out who the fuck wrote all these verses.
Wait, stop.
I'm pretty sure everybody wrote their verse except for Kanye.
Yeah, so what are you talking about?
Are you sure?
That's what I would assume. Do you have some
Or had
insider
some help on
information?
it.
I'm asking, do y'all think? Yeah.
Who else would you question here for not writing that
Hey,
verse?
all I'm saying, man, listen. Even though Kanye isn't admitted, like, hey, listen, I crowdsource verses or
So then
I
it's
get
the
help.
delivery you're judging
No,
on?
My nigga, you
don't just like
Just
throw
fucking
him
with you.
to don't throw him to the wolves.
Oh, so you got Kanye Kanye's best verse.
I feel Kanye's verse the most.
All right.
Okay, and by the way, this might be a very unpopular opinion, but let me live.
Your opinions usually are unpopular. That's why we love you.
Second of all, I then have Wayne. Wayne was snapping. Again, I think when everyone saw this, everybody expected Wayne, just like Swagger Like Us, everybody expected Wayne to kill everybody. Everybody expected Wayne to kill everybody. But it wasn't that. And I don't think he just smoked everyone, but he was definitely ahead of most
All right.
on this one. I got Drake third. I
Oh,
know.
How
I know.
you
By the way,
how does this happen?
no, let's go back to where Drake was at.
Right?
Drake was at the point where he was kind of following the moves of like, or the flows of kind of Big Sean. Let's just be honest. We could be honest. I'm a Drake fan. I could be honest.
Okay.
It's 2010. That's when Big Sean brought back the Ludacris, like, yo, I'm at the parade, Macy's, that type of shit. Exactly. Drake was doing that. Again, he opened out the song. You would probably think, it would be a little bit stronger, but nah, he's third. Eminem, once he gets to the track, I really challenge people who, again, we love Eminem. And by the way, Eminem has a lot of phenomenal verses. I still stand on that, somebody Renegade. But let's keep it real. Once you get to his verse, On Forever, don't you hit skip.
Come on, nah, man. M
Stop
got the best. No, listen. Probably in 2019, only 2019, because it's a long ass song.
Yo.
My nigga.
Wait,
No, look. Because you said he ain't talk about nothing. That's the argument I say all the time. A lot of times he don't talk about nothing. That don't mean that the nigga wasn't rapping good.
No, he was rapping good, but
He
like
got the best verse on that shit. He got the best verse. I'm not kidding you. He don't. You said Kanye got the best verse.
So wait, your issues here is just the speed.
No, yeah, that's his.
That's what I'm
he
at.
said speed and he not saying nothing.
Bro,
How many times ever saying something?
throw twist on that shit and to keep.
We can't throw twist on it. Let me
Nigga,
talk about what's going on right now.
what we gotta. You see, he hates when we have to like do hypotheticals, but we got it sometimes. What I'm saying is, you throw a twist on the shit, and he's rapping fast.
We might as well get lazy bone while we at it. Too.
Okay, but he's gonna come off very impressive if you're impressed by that. A nigga rapping fast and doing double time doesn't
His
impress
flow
me
was
too much.
fire. The flow was dope. He had to stay in that
I fuck with Wayne's flow more. I fuck with Wayne's flow more.
Hello, it's the Martian. That joint?
Hello, it's the Martian. Spaceship. Come on, stop playing, man. I want this shit forever. Come on, stop playing, bro. But I will say,
chemo.
when it comes to like, I'm not even saying Kanye had the best flow. I just felt he was saying some shit like that I fuck with.
Okay.
And I gotta go with that,
Do
man.
you dislike Drake's verse as much as Wayno does now? He clearly does not feel like it aged well.
It didn't.
It didn't age well because, to be honest, 2014 or actually 2011 Drake would have smoked all them niggas. That's facts.
Okay.
M don't want to be on the song with
You had
Drake
to
right
circle back with the Drake love.
That's facts.
Okay.
Like, are we in denial about this? M don't want to be on the song with Drake. Right? Well, of course they probably want to be on the song, but imagine them on the song right now. You know how it go. Come on, right?
Who knows, man? I don't know.
All right.
I don't know, man. Especially,
Nobody wants to hear.
Especially with your fucking intangibles of what makes the
Nobody
verse.
want to hear a Kanye verse at this moment, right? So like, it's not like if we hear a Kanye verse coming up, we're gonna be wild.
Like, yeah, what would be like an equivalent of this song today? I don't even think like, cause niggas don't even rap no more.
On a mainstream, that's why I thought this
And be
was
too
all,
many niggas singing.
that's why I thought this was all Sprite assisted, because I know 2010, like
That would be like Drake, Cole, Kendrick.
But Braun and them, I mean, I think there was Braun and them had a documentary that this was like the song for. Like this was a song like.
Oh yeah, more than a game.
Yeah, it was a song for the
Soundtrack
joint.
for-
So I mean, everybody's gonna move for Braun.
so
like,
so
and his team.
so corporate sports, it's some outside influence assisted where you're probably just getting really dope verses from people, but like now, like I don't see that happen as much.
Yeah, that's not good. Cause niggas don't rap like that no more. At all.
Well, shit.
Well, they do, but not on that level.
Shit, I've been waiting for like another Drake and Cole collab. The closer we can get it to them kicking in
It's
the
gonna be
Rolls
his
Royce.
album. It's gonna be a Cole's album.
How does this nigga come up with this shit?
I'm just
He's
it's
always
gonna
in
be
the
a Cole's
studio.
album.
He doesn't like hypotheticals.
He's the only nigga
so
who
he
went to the
must
little
be,
Dreamville Dreamer
I didn't
session.
even go. I didn't even go to that. But it's probably gonna be on his album.
All right, let's see.
That's the only feature he hasn't had so far. All right, we got one more of these.
Okay.
It's from.
But I would like to know what people think about it. They're gonna kill me and be like, "Yo, you kind of got a point."
All right,
I
everybody.
fuck with Kanye.
Let's hear it at Everyday Shrug on Twitter with 2 G's.
Acting
Who
wild.
do you agree with? So they only agreed on Wayne having the second best verse, right?
Yeah. We ain't got the second
So our third one is Palmolive. So this is from the new Gibbs and Madlib album, which you're going to talk about in a few minutes. So it's Freddie Gibbs, Pusha T, and Killer Mike. Obviously produced by Madlib. Who had the best first?
Man, yo. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna go first. Yo, I listened to the song Mad Times.
Okay.
Mad Times. Mad Times.
It is.
What, nigga?
Yo, these disclaimers, this dude.
It's
Like,
not no disclaimers.
it ain't that hard. Like,
Nah,
go
it
ahead.
is. I'm gonna keep it 100. It is that hard. Because I'm gonna keep it 100. There's no, it's a tie.
Really?
It's a tie. It's a tie. I'm dead serious.
This nigga got to
It's a
drink
tie.
some water before he says some bullshit.
Ain't no bullshit. It's a
Wait,
tie.
wait. I think I know who you think. But go ahead. Who's the tie?
It's only 2 verses.
What? Well, actually, at first I thought Killer Mike had a verse, but it's
Exactly. So what the fuck is you talking about? It's a tie. It's Freddie Gibbs first, and then Pusha goes second. And I listened to this shit mad times, and I could not pick a verse where I was like, all right. Even when I felt like Pusha said some shit that like went there, I'm like, damn. But Gibbs, he hit him with that. I couldn't come up with who had a better verse. But I'd like to know what you think.
This is our very first tie on Versus. What's up
No,
with you?
he's saying it's a tie.
You having a seizure?
No. Freddie got the better verse.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie, and I heard, like, again, I listened a couple times. I felt like I heard that Pusha T verse already. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not saying it was a generic Pusha T
You
verse.
just saying the context of the verse?
Huh?
Because he's talking about coke
I mean,
in certain parts?
I mean, some of the context of the verse, Like, my nigga, even the fucking whatever he does, like, bruh, come on, bruh. I feel like I heard this shit.
Come on.
Yo, Gibbs was snapping off rip. I'm sorry, I gotta rock with him.
And Pusha wasn't snapping off rip?
Again, even though this is verses.
Just because you heard, because...
No, wait,
Okay,
because, you know, Wayno will, like, conflate this. So, because this is verses, by the way,
Right.
we're usually comparing two comparable, very good verses. Don't mean that I think that Freddie Gibbs' verse is a little bit superior, that Pusha T got washed or his shit was trash. Dope verse, actually. You get me? And I just thought Freddie came out really strong and really went in at first, okay? I listened to Pusha T's verse and I was a little bit less wowed because I kind of feel like I've heard this in a couple other songs before. If we piece this little part here, he had a dope little metaphor about like something about wounds and scars and something like that.
Yeah,
and I feel like I've had that.
All right, listen, man.
Even that shit.
Listen, for me, it's a tie.
Okay.
For me, it's a tie. I couldn't come up with who had the better verse.
All right. At least he's not being disrespectful, though.
Yeah, he's not.
Sort of, right? Yeah.
Today.
Who?
You said you were slightly more wowed.
No.
But anyway, shout out to
Bro,
Gibbs.
no. Pusha is nice. Come on.
That's what I said. You weren't being disrespectful about it.
I don't know if Wayno could, you know what I mean, could disrespect his political connection, be honest on this one.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No
so I think that everything.
No more
you gotta
dinners at
stop.
Philippe Chow's with Pusha.
I can afford my own.
Where you
dinners
heard that in a
at
song?
Philippe Chow's.
Who taught you that?
No, they was,
Eat that shit for lunch, my nigga.
They
That's
went
nothing.
to Philippe Chow's like to fucking discuss a little Drake track before it dropped. Wayno ain't tell you.
This is why I
found out.
Don't fuck with me.
Yo.
Because he always spitting shit.
I found out.
All right, man. Let's talk about Bandana. So this is the Gibbs and Madlib album. This is their second project, the follow-up to 2014's Pinata. Great project. They were working on this for a minute. 15 songs. Features some, of course, Killer Mike and Pusha T, Anderson .Paak, Black Thought, and more. What do you guys think?
This is a very, very good album. You know, this year we haven't got a ton of releases. Like, we haven't got a ton of releases.
They're coming. Don't worry.
They're coming. I think, like, hip-hop is starting to get back into the swing after, you know, this has been a rough year for hip-hop, but they're coming. Like, Gibbs, I ain't gonna lie, like, when Gibbs first came out, like, even when he was, like, fucking with Jeezy and all that, I really wasn't, like, into the music too much. I say Pinata is when I really started, and yeah, I was late to the train, you know what I mean? But Pinata is when I really started fucking with Gibbs. But this album, I mean, just Madlib, period. Like, I wish Madlib did beats for more people, only because he's such an elite producer. And like, when a producer like Madlib only does like one-offs like him, like Static Selectors, they get put into a certain class where people don't know their production as much. But if he was working with everybody else, they'd be on some shit. I would love to hear Madlib and J. Cole. That's another story. But I think that I feel the same way about this, like how I felt about not Freddie Gibbs, about Big Chris album, where it just feels like a weight lifted. Like, you know what I mean? Like it feels like he's speaking with more clarity. It feels like he's in a place where he know niggas can't fuck with him.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I watched a few of his interviews, and he was saying that he's been rapping. Never couldn't rap, that never was in question, but he's never had the push of a label behind him.
Yeah, he said at this point in his career, he never thought he would actually drop with a major or anything. So it's definitely like a milestone moment.
Well, RCA.
Him, yeah.
I think they like
working
his
with
team.
Keep Cool.
Yeah, Keep Cool and RCA.
Tunji and team.
Tunji's a hell of a guy, especially when it comes to doing shit like this. But this is a really, really good album, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're talking about rapping, rap is in so many different, I wouldn't say genres, but it's in so many different spaces. If like we go back to the Grammys this year and we have to have conversations about rap albums, I don't want to see the pop person that had the most lit singles or the most lit records put in there with rap. I feel like they deserve a space too, but not when it comes to rapping. And I think that this is elite.
I hope you keep that same energy when we discuss that next time.
Okay.
'Cause I remember you arguing for certain albums and I was like, wait, come on.
No. Oh, it was the other way around? Cardi B's album deserved album of the year, not rap album of the year is what I said. So we could go back to every tape, my nigga. It's archived. It's archived.
Let's just put a little note right here.
Yeah.
Because I like to use his factual history.
Yeah. That is what he said.
That's exactly what I said.
Right.
She deserved to be in there for album of the year.
Right,
but rap album
I'm
of
gonna
the
let you
year.
rock, Wayno.
But
Let me rock.
Again, I'm gonna be honest. I only listened to this once all the way through.
It's been out for what, 3 weeks now?
Yeah, it's been out for a while. And to be honest, like Like we've been slacking. We should have been. We should have talked about this a while ago.
We tried.
But like, well, don't act like I prevented it. I like the fuck. I fuck with Freddie Gibbs. You know, I fuck with Freddie Gibbs, especially, you know, like seeing everything he went through in the last couple of years when, you know, he's someone that I would love to have him up here. He could talk about, you know, being incarcerated in a different country and going through all that and what that does to your career, what that does to you mentally, because he went through a really trying situation that, to be honest, could ruin a lot of things for a lot of people. Of course, glad that he was found innocent, but he dropped a project in the, I won't say immediate aftermath after that. I don't know if 2014 seems like, it wasn't 2014. It was another project. He dropped something since.
He dropped something. I know him and Currency, they did the joint with Alchemist. That was really dope. That shit was hard.
That might be it.
I mean, that was last year.
Depending on what year, it was around last year or the year before. And, you know, I felt he was kind of shaking all that other shit off of him. And I, like, just listening to this album just one time through, like, it will never be appreciated like how it should be.
Yeah, it is. I mean, have you seen the review? It's getting tons of great reviews.
No.
He's doing tons of great press.
No,
all right.
not like that.
Okay.
But what I mean is that, like, this is an album, like, I say a lot with, like, Black Thought albums a lot of times. You feel me? In terms of how good it is, it should bubble up beyond just, like, critics and people who are really into, like, reviewing or listening to this type of music.
Yeah.
Like, if you never knew, you listen to this, you'd be like, yo, this nigga Freddie, he could rap and he's going in on every single song. You get me? So just listen to it one time through. Again.
You got a favorite song on this joint?
Which one is it?
My favorite joint is Crime Pays. And then my second favorite one is Education because Nas did the same sample. Well, Kanye did the same sample for Nas on Bonjour last year. And I felt like Madlib fucked that joint up way better than Ye did on there.
I fuck with Flat Tummy T.
Flat Tummy T is hard as well.
The promo for that was hilarious. Maybe we were talking about Freddie, the solo project he dropped last year, the Teddy Pendergrass cover. I couldn't remember the name, just couldn't remember that outfit on the cover.
Right.
Yeah, no, and when I mean, like, yo, it's gonna go on the radar a little bit because other than, like, outlets like Everyday Struggle, like, you don't really hear that being mentioned. Like, when people talk about albums that
This project? I feel like
no,
more than
just
or
Gibbs
the
in
old
general.
One. Yeah, but it's different a little bit. So
but he has a great personality, like, as opposed to some other rappers who aren't as mainstream. So, like, you know, he does get some press and shit like that.
He's more present this time around because he's honest about it. I had him on my show a few weeks back and he was saying, like, we have a fan question sort of about this. Of course, like, he went through all the shit with Jeezy. He said, quote, like, because he's a very honest dude and he's hilarious, like you said, that people just didn't fuck with him for a long time, he felt like. But, like, of course, we could never question his rapping. So he is a lot more present now, especially working with the label. So things are a little bit different.
It's funny, like, I forgot about the period, especially since, like, all the new shit with him has happened. I forgot about the period that he was fucking with Jeezy and they separated and what that might have did to, like, his career in terms of holding it up and everything.
When he went with that whole thing. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Freddie was really ill about this as well. It's like, well, RCA is more like pop. Like, they got a lot of, like, heavy pop shit and all of that. But, like, what Tunji's doing over there.
Tunji.
Yeah, what they're doing over there with their label and curating this type of shit, maybe it could propel him into a more situation where he could sit next to everybody he should. Because that's what I'm saying. Like, we talking about rap, there's not many people that can rap with him.
Yeah, he found a good situation where they have, like, a good relationship. There's trust there, and you could, like, see that he's in a much better space.
Absolutely.
We could do this fan question, but Gibbs, you got to come up here. I think we might have just missed him because he was in New York, but we got to get him here.
That'd be dope.
Question, I heard Gibbs say in a recent interview that he was blackballed from the industry by Jeezy. Do you guys believe this really happened to him? And if so, how does an artist get around this? We don't have to get too deep into the Jeezy situation, but just in general, if you get into a situation like that, you know, how can that affect you in your career?
I think the best thing you could do in a situation like that is just work through it. You know what I mean? Like, you could just work through it. I mean, yeah, like, if when relationships, like, go astray, there's gonna be people that side with certain people just because they might have a relationship longer. But I mean, if you start working and your work is undeniable, then you'll get past it. It's not going to happen immediately, but you just got to work past it.
Yeah. You know, the term blackball is definitely a thing. And even now, like, sometimes you might associate being blackballed with gatekeepers, but honestly, it's even bigger than that because now you can say the gatekeepers have changed. Now, I think a lot of people acknowledge that the gatekeepers might be the people who run playlists at Spotify and Apple, right? But now, like, it's still about a lot of relationships. Like, if a bigger artist who doesn't like you has relationships with people who either run festival, award shows, this and third, radio programmers, they leverage that a lot. And again, you never really see that bubble to the top. Of course, you're not gonna ever see like, yo, if you trying to have me on your show, such and such date, homie better not come up. Because if he come up, I ain't coming up. So that's definitely a thing. I can't speak to what exactly or what the level of degree of blackballing was with like Jeezy and Gibbs, because he mentioned a couple times. But I do know that's definitely a thing. 100%. Like I've been up close and seen powerful artists flex that power. When you're the person who people want, you get to use that kind of power. And is it right? No, but does it happen all the time? Yeah.
Politics. Anyway, check out this album if you haven't already. It's a great project. We're going to try to get him up here soon. Let's do 2 quick segments for Big Facts or BS. We had a good one yesterday talking about Jadakiss saying that most artists don't even need a manager. So today, one is just for jokes. But the first one is from Crooked Eye. He says, I don't believe everyone in the industry wants to be artists. Some are proud to strictly be entertainers.
Big facts. I say big facts. Like some people don't really care they don't care about like the artistry of it. They more into the check and entertaining. Like you can always get a check entertaining. So like they don't care about hip hop culture or what they say or how it's received. They just want to make people enjoy themselves, and that happens. So I definitely say big facts for that.
Is there a problem with that?
I have a problem with it on the extent of like who it is. Like the biggest thing for me is like I got like being a father, and knowing how like inspired or influential artists can be to children. I'm very big on like educating. So I'm big on like if an artist is doing certain shit, if you're entertaining, then you should let the people that's watching you that you're entertaining, so the lines aren't blurred. And I see that every day when every new artist has like 50 guns in their video, and then like somebody presses them and then they apologizing. It sends mixed signals, but it's a kid that's watching you every day that might think that you tough and think that it's good to be walking around carrying guns. You're not telling them the consequences of what you're doing because you're just entertaining. Like I'm no role model. No, you absolutely are. Remember what not Yo Gotti, Moneybagg Yo came up here and said he knows that he has a certain responsibility to tell it in his music and in his interviews on what he's saying and what message he's conveying, because he doesn't want to fuck up the kids. I'm big on that, so I have a problem to an extent.
I mean, is it fair to say that those entertainers, people who don't care about the artistry, generally don't survive too long? In music specifically, you could transition to other things, but does it last in music?
I think these days you can survive without caring about the artistry.
For how long, though?
Okay. And the reason why I asked Wayno that question, this question or really just Crooked Eye tweeting this out, reminded me of the conversation we had yesterday.
About the freshman freestyles?
Yes, bingo.
Okay.
And for me, my whole point was the freestyles and all those other things, they're seen mostly as content, especially by XXL, I believe, and just in general, more than a showcase of artistry. And for Wayno, from what I was hearing him debate, you can correct me if I'm wrong, he was saying that, well, like, if you're a rapper, you're making a living from this, even if it's just once, you're supposed to treat it like the NFL Combine. The Combine, which, again, for some people who may not be familiar with NFL or whatever, it's a showcase of your actual skills.
Right.
For an entertainer, their skill is not freestyling. Their skill ain't even rapping. Some of them are really popular just because of how they act on social media, and they got like a viral song or moment. So if we're saying that there is a slight problem, or we're even judging people who just are entertainers, why would we hold them to the same standard as people who actually value the art? You get me? So
I get that, but you know why? Because the lines get blurred. Like when we're saying entertainment, we're kind of jumping into music, right? So the thing is like, a lot of people that never did music ever, like, if you seen Housewives or whatever, once they start going crazy on that show, immediately they got a fucking song. That's insane to me. Like, because you're not like, imagine, all right, I just became a VP or some shit, and then that's like, you know what? I'm a rap too. Like, because I'm people think I'm hot, let me rap. Like, I just feel like you can't just jump into somebody's league because you can make some money in it. It's like No ID said one time, you can't just say tomorrow just study electricity, like be an electrician, and then you're an electrician. You have to go, you have to learn, you have to put your time in, and then you can get the job. With rap, niggas is just like, oh, well, we look at their page every day because they fucking setting each other on fire and this. That means we should listen to your song. I just think that the lines get blurred, and then we start comparing these people to people in the game.
That's
who
what I
are
was gonna say.
respected.
It's
Like,
just that's the problem. Then, if you're gonna make the list, you can't put people who care about the artistry and then people who are just strictly entertainers together. It's gonna be an issue.
But I think that Gunna, and because we was talking about Gunna, I don't think that Gunna's not a rapper. I think that he is a rapper. I think he cares about the words and how he puts them together. He has skill. That was my only issue because I felt like he's good enough to do it. But I think that, like, when you see certain kids, like now gamers, right? Kids who are gamers that have like millions upon millions and millions of subscribers on YouTube, now they're starting to make music. And it's just like, it kind of deteriorates music or how people receive music.
Let me get a little bit personal and make it relate to something, because I want to hear how you respond to that. And it's nothing personal against this person. I love her. Cardi B. Would you consider Cardi B more of a rapper or entertainer?
I was always the first person to say I didn't think that the Cardi B shit was gonna work when it first happened. I didn't think of her as a rapper at all because how I was introduced to Cardi B was seeing her at the strip club, actually going there, and then like following her on Instagram because she had a funny personality. So I would be the first one to say I was wrong. Like, I thought that shit would not happen. When I seen she got signed, I'm like, oh, nah, she ain't gonna pop. Like,
what about now?
Now, I don't look at her as a rapper. I look at her as a entertainer that raps, but I don't look at her as like a rapper. And she's gonna go down. She's probably gonna go down as one of the best like female rappers or entertainers because they kind of run synonymous. But I'll say initially I didn't look at her for that.
Okay, so again we were talking about like, and by the way, she was way too big to even consider the freshman cover. At least like last year, right? But let's go back into that, right? Let's say she did. And by the way, I'm going off her words, not mine. Okay. Like, she was online one time and she said, listen, she literally said it. She said, I want to make songs that people love. That's all I really care about. All that bars and all that other shit, like, y'all could have that, right? And I think at that point, she quoted, she said, no one gets at like 6ix9ine about his bars. They just say his song slaps. Like, his shit is popping. Now, if Cardi B had not, say if she didn't want to do a freshman like freestyle, would you hold it against her?
Well, I don't hold it against her for not.
And the only reason I asked that is because I hear what Crooked Eye is saying, but the reality is that you have some people who care about the art and entertainers are all mixed in one. I don't really judge either or, unless we're only talking about skill.
Well, I mean, and the thing
and your longevity question, Cardi's gonna be here.
She's gonna be here, but look, and just bringing like 6ix9ine into the mix. The difference between like with 6ix9ine, it goes back to male and female. People don't question males at all. Like if 6ix9ine was a woman, it'd be totally different. Like it'd be totally different.
I'm glad you bring that up, and I know we're not talking about it on this episode. Hopefully we talk about it tomorrow.
Right.
Lil Baby recently admitted that Gunna
used to write his raps.
But he said he didn't put those out, right?
Yeah.
You're right.
That was for him to train him.
I feel that's a conversational piece or a conversation piece in terms of, again, not saying we're down this actual work now, but how do we judge your artistry if really that's what you came up off? Basically gotten your shit ghost written, because again, we can say about a lot of artists, right? Honestly, and if you want me to be completely honest, even about Cardi B, the common perception about Cardi B is that, yo, Cardi B always got ghostwriters, this and third, like, oh, Partisan wrote this, but I think, yo, if she's in this and she cares about it, and I do think she cares about
I think
the
she
art.
writes some of her stuff. I think she writes her stuff now.
If in 5 years, Cardi B will write about 50 to 75% of all of
Pretty
it.
good. Does work ethic count? I feel like there's levels to it, right? So there
Absolutely.
could be people who are strictly in it for entertainment. So you don't care about how your raps. You want to make a great song and do bullshit on Instagram. Maybe Cardi's not writing all of her stuff. Maybe Lil Baby paid Gunna at first, but he did it for a reason, right? He said he wanted to practice and get better. Like you said, Cardi might eventually. There's levels to it as well.
It is, and I'll say like, for a lot of kids who like start rapping, like usually like with friends, like, and I'll just say this for my friends, right? Because I grew up around rappers. When I was a little kid, I tried to rap before. It usually starts with like you and your friends, and if you can't get your shit together, your man will help you write something, and then you'll start saying it until you can learn how to do the shit. Now, when we're talking about on a professional level, it's looked at as something else. Now, with Baby, I think that Baby was like, that was really dope of him being honest about some shit like that. But he also said he never put that shit out.
Right.
He did that so he
To
could
get
learn
better.
how to rap. The problem that I have with entertainment now is this, right? A fucking kid drives, like I'm hypothetically speaking, says, I'm gonna jump over a car. He jumps over a car, he breaks his fucking foot, he's in the hospital, it's 1 million views. Then tomorrow somebody says, yo, man, you should start rapping. That's the biggest problem I have.
Yeah.
Yo, you should start rapping. You should start rapping, even with Cardi B. Now, Cardi B is the exception.
I was just gonna say that because
she's the exception.
You can't have a problem with a kid who jumps over the car.
But you jump over the car
Cardi.
and then you just wake up one day and you decide to start rapping. Versus Cardi, she
Saying
always knew she wanted to do it, right?
she
Was
wanted
she
to do
putting
it.
out mixtapes or whatever EPs, even if no one cared at the time?
Because
it's still a little bit different.
the thing
You're working
with-
towards it versus just like
wait,
getting
real
famous
quick.
and then just being like, I'm gonna drop. I'm just saying.
Yeah, real quick, let me say something. The thing about music now is like, the craft has been taken out of it, and it's strictly hustle. It's only hustle. It's only, yo, I'm gonna go cash out on $1 million deal. We gonna go get this, let's get the views up. Let's get this shit rocking. Let's go get the deal. It's not about craft no more. Like, not too many people care about actually having bars. Like, that's why I said about homegirl Shay Noor, who's from Buffalo, a tough place to come out of. Nobody knows Buffalo for shit but the Bills and snow. And she's really rapping, yet she's not being put. She won't be put on the same platform as a lot of her peers on the female rap scale until she has a hit record. Because it's not about the craft no more. It's all about, well, this is what's getting the views. Who gives a fuck about what anybody's saying? This is what's paying. This is what's keeping the lights on. Let's go do that. That's the only thing. And it's not enough people emphasizing on the craft or emphasizing on people who want to do music. And I get it. We do got to play the game. Niggas got to pay bills, all of that. But end of the day, what are we in this for?
I love how this conversation is going because I feel like Wayno's walking back his statements from like 2 days ago.
Which one?
Which is because essentially, you know, of course, salute to the Rhapsodies of this world, but you know, I think that was part of my argument, or like when I was saying, hey, listen, look at the top most popular like women, and again, of course, I wasn't justifying what JD said. He's completely out of touch, but for him, and we can't sit here and deny that, especially after people saw how Cardi popped. There's a bunch of chicks, and I can name like 5 of them right now.
Of them.
A bunch of niggas who are DJs, who are promoters, or niggas with money, street niggas. They went to the strip club,
Absolutely.
and they got a chick,
Absolutely.
and they said, "You're rapping."
Absolutely.
And a lot of times, those chicks, to be honest, because again, if we really want to get behind, and it might be unfair to them because we don't know about other people, like most of them chicks, they're getting songs written for them, right?
Right,
And
okay.
they start bubbling a little bit. So to an uninformed person who's not going to give the Shay Noir like her proper credit, who's not going to give Tierra whack, or who's not going to give, well, I look at raps as veterans. So
She getting her credit.
Her as well, right?
Right.
They might just look at the game skewed to be like, oh, you got Nicki, okay, cool, Meg, but then I'm looking at a bunch of like Cardi clones,
But all right,
which are having the same story.
And this is a whole another conversation, but it's a good one, right? So another thing that goes back into it is how they're presented. We know for a fact a woman who has like a nice physique that's a little bit more covered is not going to get the same attention as the one that got the thong on and she twerking and all that. I get that, right? With the point I was making about like a Megan is this. I knew a dude that was working with Megan like last year. she had shit rocking even when she was doing like 100, I'm talking about 100 people in a room. 100 people in a room, she was rapping, all of that. She's not one of those cases where somebody came and got her out the strip club and just wrote all her shit.
No.
And all I was saying is this, is like, I understand that, like, you gotta have your, everybody wants to have sales, right? I think that her records are eventually gonna start going gold and platinum, and it's taking time. I'm just saying that, like, within a year of mainstream knowing about her, what she's done is, like, completely impressive, because I could promise you, if we had to ask even a Rhapsody, yo, you fuck with Megan, she'd be like, hell yeah. Because she's a full package artist, is all I'm saying. She got the personality, she got the looks, she got the bars, and she got the influence. Niggas is having hot girl and hot boy summers all around the world because of her starting that shit. So I'm just saying that she's one of the ones that's gonna go, and yeah, she used her sex appeal a bit to fuel that, but it's not strictly that, is what I was saying.
The beauty of Meg is that, like, it looks like, or it appears that she cares about the artistry, and also she's an entertainer.
Right.
And it's beautiful when you match it too.
Right.
Right? But, like, to the point, and I think we got sidetracked when we were having that last discussion, because we were saying, is she top 3? And I was like, damn.
Is she top?
Okay,
Yo,
like,
bro.
I do feel like on social media, like, she's super viral. I'm waiting for the sales to catch up a little bit. But it'll get there. It's her first year.
I'm just saying, right now, look, right now, all right, Cardi, go ahead.
So then I wanted to pivot, really, because Meg is a different example. Like, if we talk about, like, the city girls, at least what we know about them. Now, again, I feel like there's a lot more to even be known. Like, once JT gets out of prison, I would love to even get into that. But are we looking at them to say they're more rappers as opposed to entertainers? Because I do believe what Crooked I is saying, he's realizing the entertainers are winning. And when we talk about popularity, again, with the exception of Nicki, right? And, okay, let's throw Meg in there. If we're going to say a top 4, top 5 mainstream-wise, just for women, and again, I want to make this a women thing. Because, like, you could, among the men, most of these niggas, they can't rap either.
It's just as many niggas is getting they raps written for them as we trying to give women flack for.
And I think the only reason why I even went on the realm of, okay, let's talk about some of the women in the game, is because if we sit here and I say, Wayno, what's your top 5 in the game? And I don't even have to say male, but if they happen to be male, you ain't mentioning no Lil Pumps, no Rich the Kids. You ain't mentioning nobody who people would be like, that guy's an entertainer more than a rapper. We're talking about rappers.
Right.
You get me? And again, JD's super out of touch, but I think for him, he was seeing a landscape where he weren't seeing majority rappers. Of course, he got to hit the Googles, but he weren't seeing the majority of that. So, I mean, I guess this is a long conversation that circumvented and went back to some other shit.
Yeah.
But this is definitely big facts. I won't say, though, they won't last. You could be an entertainer. You're dope enough. You're funny enough. You're witty enough. Like, the baby, he's an entertainer just like he's a rapper. But
he has both.
But that's a combination. That's different than just being an entertainer.
But honestly, even if he wasn't as dope rapping, I think he's so creative on an entertainment aspect. I could see him sticking around for 5, and in my opinion, you stick around for 5. I think he's
gonna be. I don't think the baby goes anywhere, yo. But
he has it too.
He's not an example of what Crooked I is talking about, I think. All right, we got to wrap this one up. Thank you guys. This is a good conversation. Just real quick before we go, so you guys know A$AP Rocky's been locked up in Sweden since July 2nd, and they were only supposed to keep him for about 2 weeks. So according to Politico, this Friday, Swedish prosecutors are supposed to either announce whether they're going to charge him or extend his detainment, and the U.S. State Department has not gotten involved. So they issued a statement a few days ago saying there's certainly some facts about the arrest and detention that raise some concerns. We expect all governments, including Sweden, to treat American citizens fairly and with respect. So they hope to see Rocky and his people home soon. So hopefully we have an update in the next few days. He's definitely been in there for a while.
Yeah.
And by the way, salute to everyone who watches us from Sweden. I got so much people from Sweden, like, trying to explain the stuff there. By the way, and they really wanted to make it known, like, yo, this is not how we are. Like, some of our laws are fucked up, but, like, we're really, like, we fuck with the culture. That's why we fuck with y'all.
Right.
But I will say, I heard Snoop talking recently. I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't going to the Dominican Republic. I ain't going to the
All right, DR is a whole different story right now.
I'm chilling right
People
now.
are just mysteriously
Don't go to
dying.
certain resorts.
Scary, man. Yeah.
Don't drink out the mini bar
He's
either.
definitely a resort guy too. All right.
You know what's funny? That same resort they clapped. I mean,
been
whatever
there?
that happened, I was there.
Is that where you touched what's his name's thigh?
Ooh.
Or he touched your
Your
thigh? Was
man.
that something
No.
else?
That's way back. That's way back. That was
Last year, way back.
That was like way back.
That was last year, nigga.
That was like 2 years ago. You
No,
know?
what?
2 years. All right, we gotta.
The Wayno, you really bad with time. But seriously, like DR now? I don't know, man.
Right.
I don't know.
On that note, guys,
We outta
hope
here.
you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll
Shouts out to everybody from
see
DR.
you here tomorrow. Yeah, they're about to be in your mentions tonight. Now, we'll see you here tomorrow on Everyday Struggle.
Sure.